Hello everyone, welcome back to Krishna's lectures. So today we were going to study the chapter Reproduction in Organisms. This chapter is the first chapter in 12th Bio, and here in this chapter we are going to study the types of reproduction, significance of reproduction, and the factors affecting reproduction. And each topic we are going to take and we are going to go in detail about it. So as I told, we have this chapter being described in under these following headings. First we have the significance. So the significance of reproduction is just this, that for continuity of species, we need reproduction. Reproduction is helping in continuity of species, generation after generation. So this is the significance of reproduction. And what are the factors that affect reproduction? Reproduction, when we say, it is one organism giving rise to another organism similar to itself. So there are two factors according to NCERT, and those two are internal physiology and the organism's habitat. These two are the two factors that affect the reproduction, the type of reproduction. Then we have types of reproduction. Types, when we say, we have asexual and sexual. These two are the two types of reproduction. So I said here that for continuity of species, reproduction is important. So once an organism is born, okay, there is an organism here that has taken birth. So as soon as it is born, it is going to enter something called as life cycle. What is this life cycle? This life cycle is unidirectional, and it includes birth, growth, and death. Do you understand? So this is called life cycle, and it is unidirectional, obviously, because after a person grows he cannot take birth, after he dies he cannot grow. So this is not possible. So it is unidirectional. And then there is something called as lifespan. What is lifespan? The duration for which an organism lives is called as lifespan. So when we say lifespan, you can compare two similar organisms like a crow and a parrot. A parrot survives for around 140 years, and a crow lives for only 15 years. There is not much difference between the two organisms in terms of size and shape and everything, but still when it comes to lifespan, there is a huge difference. So this is one example, and we have another example of mango and a banyan tree. So mango tree and banyan tree, banyan tree survives for a very very long time, for few 100 years, 100 plus years. So this is what you have to understand in the introductory part. If you see this life cycle, all the multicellular organisms, they take birth, they grow, and they die. But when it comes to unicellular organisms, this life cycle does not apply, because if there is an organism here, it divides into two daughter cells, and there is nothing called as death. So unicellular organisms are considered to be immortal because they don't undergo this life cycle. I once again repeat, reproduction in organisms, we need to know the significance. Significance is for continuity of species, reproduction is important, and once the organism takes birth, there is going to be something called life cycle, and that is entered as soon as the organism takes birth. That is, birth is the first stage, second is growth, and the third is death. But in case of unicellular organisms, there is no life cycle that is applicable. It is not applicable because there is no death in unicellular organisms.